Good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025 regularly scheduled City Commission meeting. If you would, please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we have a roll call for attendance, please?
Commissioner Pruitt.
Here.
Commissioner Witt.
Here.
Commissioner Hargis. Present. Commissioner Thomas. Mayor Staten.
Here. First up on the agenda, we have a recognition of new employees.
So if I could invite Mr. Brian Williams up to the podium. We have three new employees in Public Works. We have Mr. Eli Chin, Mr. Frank Harris, and Miss Shelley Allen.
These two and all that David do.
Okay.
All right. First, we have Eli Chin. Eli's, first, let me get a look at you. He's a heavy equipment operator. Eli worked with us before a couple of years ago and left for a while. And since he's started a family, so he decided that he needed to come back. So we're glad to have him. He's doing an excellent job. So far, he's been here, 2 weeks now? Yeah. 2.5 weeks. So he's doing a wonderful job. And Shelley Allen, she is a custodial worker, and something must be wrong with Shelley because she says that she loves working at the police building. So anyway,
We love having her.
She's doing a fabulous job at the police building. So she's been here about 2 weeks as well. So she's done a great job since she's been here.
Well, Miss Shelley, I want to ask, what is it that makes you love working at the police department?
Well, everybody's friendly and they're nice and they help welcome me there.
Awesome. Look at that. That is great. That's fantastic. And you were pointing to the back. You got somebody else you wanted to
Yes,
introduce?
I'll let David introduce Frank.
This is Frank Harris. This is our newest sanitation equipment operator. He's our newest driver. He's originally from Louisiana, but has made his way up here to Henderson and been here, about 7.5 years now, you said?
Yes, sir.
And we're glad to have him. He's doing a great job so far.
So did you just drive until you couldn't drive no more and landed here? Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? What do you like about living here? You've been here 7 years, right?
Yes, sir. Quiet and peaceful.
Yeah?
Nice people.
Awesome.
I want to know, are the mosquitoes bigger here or Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Okay, I was just checking.
In Louisiana, they're as big as your face. Yeah, you know.
The state bird.
Yeah, yeah. When one lands on you, you got to sit down.
Yeah.
It's well, thank you guys so much for coming to work for the city. We really do appreciate it. Very much so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And then if I could invite Mr. Bart Bowles and Mr. Paul Hudnall up to the podium as well, please.
Have Mr. Paul Hudnall with us. He is our newest crew leader on our field crew. He's also a retiree after 27 years and came back. You know, it's like the trend kind of going on with us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
institutional knowledge, you can't pay for that, so it's good stuff. We're happy to have him back, and any questions you guys might have.
Paul, I always like to ask this question for people who do come back. What is it the most that brought you back?
I think the camaraderie of all the people that I work with,
Yeah.
And when I came back, seeing all the new faces and stuff, and thought, man, I think I could be a little bit of a help here,
That's
to help
awesome.
train some of these guys. So
That's
great.
fantastic. Well, thank you for bringing yourself and all that knowledge back to HWU. I'm sure you could teach a lot of them over there a thing or two.
well, let's hope so.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thanks, Bart.
That's all for this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Next up, we have a presentation from Latta Insurance.
Thank you. First off, I do want to congratulate Assistant Manager Buzzy Newman on his Distinguished Citizen Award last night. So congratulations. We're happy to be here. We're glad to say this isn't the first time we've come to present you all with a check. So congratulations to you all. This is a KIMI dividend, and it is based on your policy year from 2022. In order to be eligible, you had to have favorable losses in the year of 2022. And you still had to be a KIMI policyholder at the time of distribution, which you all were. So you all received a distribution of $56,256.84.
Right.
Yes. And this is a direct reflection of your continued commitment to workplace safety and responsible management of workers' compensation costs. So thank you guys. You guys are prioritizing safety and supporting your employees. You've not only reduced risks, but you've also helped ensure a strong financial stewardship for the community. So congratulations. And I think it's known by these people saying they're coming back working for you all. So that says a lot about the city of Henderson and the team that you guys have put together. So we do actually have a copy for you all. We have already given Chelsea and everyone else the actual check, so I think it's probably deposited by now, but so congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys all have a fork. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
you.
Thank
You're welcome.
And I would just like to say thank you to Sam and our Human Resources Department, as well as all of our department heads, because it is a team effort.
Absolutely.
And we just appreciate everyone who plays an active role in that. So.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, next up, presentation from Henderson Economic Development for Missy Vanderpool. Missy, you got a check for us?
I do not. Can I go before next time, before Whitney? Because I always come asking for money, I feel like. So I'm here just to talk briefly about Next Site and our retail recruitment efforts that we've been working on now for about a year. I came to you all last year with our partners at the Chamber and Tourism to talk about retail recruitment. We had the city, when I say we, I sometimes claim us as one. We are one team, but we had an opportunity for some property that could be potentially developed commercially. So we started looking at how do we do that effectively. So we entered into an agreement with Next Site, and every year for the next, well, this will be the second installment of 3 years. It's a $30,000 investment. But I wanted to just give you like an update of what we've been working on and the types of success that we've had with them. So we've attended 2 ICSC, which is the recognized retail conference. It stands for the International Conference of Shopping Centers, although they've talked about changing the name because shopping centers are kind of not the same as they used to be, but that's what it stands for. So it's just a large gathering of retail developers. And so we've been able to attend Atlanta last year, and in May we attended Vegas, which is the largest show in the nation. And then the mayor will be joining Clay and I, Clay with the Chamber, in October to go back to Atlanta. From those meetings, we've had 17 face-to-face meetings with retail developers that develop anchored shopping centers. They also do multifamily. They do mixed-use developments, and some restaurants and different types of retail developments. From those, we've had follow-ups with many of them virtually. I would say about 12 of those. But we've also had 5 of those developers visit Henderson and tour our facility or tour our community. And drum roll, as of yesterday, we have a letter of intent on a piece of property in Henderson with a developer that develops anchored shopping centers with retail junior box stores or grocery anchored developments. So that's kind of a quick update. I'm happy to answer any questions any of you all have on what we've been doing so far with Next Site.
I've got a comment. Just want to say thank you to you and the department for taking this on. This has historically not been something that economic development in Henderson has addressed.
Yeah.
It's more so on the big factories and pulling in industrials type stuff. But I am starting to see a lot of evidence, as you are, as a lot of us are, of people visiting our community more frequently than they have since I've been on the city commission. That's been quite a long time. And it's exciting. I think it's going to lead to some direct announcements over the next several months to a year. And it's needed because we've had, our inventory of retailers has included some aged companies that haven't done so well lately nationwide. And so we've seen the disappearance of some long-time businesses. And to have new businesses come in and take their place and continue this growth and upward trend of the community, I think is fantastic. So thank you all for taking that on.
Thank you. Thanks for the support.
Thank you. All right, next up, if we could have Mr. Bridges and anyone who came to support Mr. Bridges to come up to the podium, please. We have a presentation.
Today, we are proud to recognize our September Community Spotlight, Steve Bridges. President Bridges holds a special place in Henderson's story. He is the first University of Southern Indiana president to come from Henderson and the first USI alumnus to lead the institution. He earned both his bachelor's degree in accounting and his MBA from USI, graduating in 1989 and 1995. Mr. Bridges began his career with USI in 1989 as a staff accountant, and over the past 35 years has served in numerous leadership roles, culminating in his service as vice president for finance and administration before being named the university's president. Throughout his tenure, he has overseen critical areas including finance, operations, human resources, information technology, facilities, and public safety. His financial leadership helped guide USI through its largest bond issuance in history, as well as through the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, when thanks to his stewardship, the university avoided layoffs at a time when many institutions faced cuts. Before his professional achievements, President Bridges has devoted himself to service in our region. He has been a steadfast supporter of Girl Scouts of Southwest Indiana for more than 2 decades and has contributed his leadership to organizations such as WNIN, the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership, the Ohio Valley Conference Board of Presidents, and his parish Holy Name Church. Closer to home, he and his wife Rosemary reside right here in Henderson, where they raised 3 children. Today, they enjoy time with their growing family, including their grandchildren. Next month, President Bridges will be formally inaugurated as president of the University of Southern Indiana, and many Hendersonians will proudly be in attendance to support their neighbor and friend. The city of Henderson is also a proud supporter of USI, as many of our employees have attended and graduated from the university. President Bridges is a remarkable example of Henderson's roots, making an impact far beyond our city limits, while never forgetting the value of home. It is a privilege to honor him as our September Community Spotlight.
All right, so on a monthly basis, we give out Community Spotlight to spotlight individuals or groups of people who are doing fantastic things. This one is especially close to home for me because USI gave me one of the greatest gifts I've ever received in my entire life. And that was the ability to start my GPA all over again.
There you go. That's good.
It was. And so I ended up graduating from USI with 3.9 or somewhere thereabouts. And so not only the gift of education and it being my alma mater, but we're awfully proud of having somebody from Henderson serve as the president over there. Couldn't think of somebody better to honor right now. And so we appreciate you, and we appreciate what you're going to be doing for that university, and ultimately for what you're going to be doing for Henderson as a result of your service there.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Sure. It's always great to be honored, but there's nothing, and I repeat, nothing more humbling than to be honored by the town you were born. You started your family, which I'm very proud of. I'm missing a couple today, 3, 4, counting my in-laws. But there's no greater humbling event than to be honored in that. This place is home. It'll always be home. I'm across the river working to help this region, working to help the talent pipeline. And all of my kids have come back to this area. And I love to see the youth, the energy downtown. I agree with you. There are a lot of visitors. And I hope to continue to be a part of that. But there's nothing more humbling than this today. Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you would, please.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right.
That fella right there.
Hi. Hi, Miss Becky.
Cutting teeth. Awesome.
I know, that is great. I was going to say, as a fellow USI alum, I can't say how proud I am to have a Hendersonian running things over there. Very cool.
So we are going to move into, we are legally required to have a public hearing. And this is sort of the normal part of the process about addressing our, they're called ad valorem taxes, but everybody knows them better as property taxes. And so this year on our property taxes, the city does not, it's important to set a distinguishable, to distinguish between the two things. The city is not able to address the assessment of your property value. That is a function of the county and specifically the PVA or Property Value Administrator's Office. What we do have the ability to influence is our tax rates on personal and real property. Real being real estate, personal being other matters other than real estate, not including motor vehicles and things like that. So for this year, our real property tax rate is scheduled to go from 0.470 to stay the same at 0.470. And so we are not raising or lowering that particular property tax rate stream. On our personal property tax rate, we are scheduled to go from 0.606 down to 0.580, so there is a slight cut in our personal property tax rate. As a result of that, we are required to have a legal hearing to hear if there are any public comments who would like to address those tax rates before we vote on them later on in the meeting. So now I will officially open that public hearing, and if you have any comments you would like to make to the commission, now would be that window of time. Seeing or hearing no comments, we will now officially close the public hearing. And next up on the agenda, we have a consent agenda.
The consent agenda contains the minutes of the September 9th, 2025 regular meeting, resolution number 93-25, resolution accepting human resources report dated September 23rd, 2025, and approving all actions contained within, and resolution number 94-25, resolution of the City of Henderson authorizing the filing of a Kentucky Local Assisted Road Program grant application with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for Garden Mile Road in the amount of $117,208 with a required 15% match of $20,683 and authorizing the mayor to execute all documents related to said grant.
Before we get a motion in a second, are there any commissioners who would like to pull any items for further discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a first reading of an ordinance addressing property taxes.
Ordinance number 28-25, ordinance providing for the levy and collection of ad valorem taxes. An ordinance of the City of Henderson, Kentucky, providing for the levy and collection of ad valorem taxes for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025, and providing for the time of payment for such taxes, penalty, interest, and discount.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
As I mentioned earlier, our real property tax rates are staying the same, and our personal property tax rates are experiencing a slight cut this year. Are there any comments or questions related to this? All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have the first reading of an ordinance accepting public improvements.
Ordinance number 29-25, ordinance accepting public improvements. An ordinance accepting public improvements consisting of sidewalks, curbs, and guttering on Merritt Drive.
We have a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any comments, questions, suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order approving a lease agreement.
Municipal order number 64-25, a municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute a lease for $16,000 in service agreement with Safe Haven Baby Boxes Incorporated for the placement of a newborn safety device at Henderson Fire Station 1 and approving related obligations.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Chief Dixon, I know you weren't prepared to comment on this, but do you mind to come and tell us just a little bit more about this? This is kind of an interesting item for us to be looking at, and I want the commission to understand what all is involved with this.
So I did take some notes before I. So the baby box, it offers a secure and anonymous option for parents who are unable to care for their newborns, and the boxes are designed to allow parents to surrender those infants safely without fear of legal consequences. So they're also monitored 24 hours a day. So if a baby's placed in there, it'll dispatch will get it, EMS, fire, police, and most of our neighboring communities already have these. So Owensboro provides it, Newburgh, Evansville. So we're following suit, but it's a new service that we're looking forward to offering for families. So.
Good deal. Anybody have any questions for Chief Dixon? Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a resolution regarding surplus and donation of real property.
Resolution number 95-25, resolution accepting reversion of the real property from the Henderson County Board of Education located at 7-9 North Julia Street, Henderson, Kentucky, PVA number 2-16-3-7, declaring the property surplus and authorizing donation of surplus property to Habitat for Humanity of Henderson, Kentucky, Incorporated.
We have a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order awarding a bid for a demo or new construction of a home.
Municipal order number 65-25, municipal order awarding bid for demolition and reconstruction of a dilapidated home located at 503 Plum Street to RCL Design Build, Lexington, Kentucky, in the amount of $185,300.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments or questions, suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, Dawn,
Need a motion to pull it off.
first.
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to pull the next, so let me tell you what the next item's going to be, and then I'll need a motion to pull it off the table. Earlier on, a couple of meetings ago, we requested that an item be tabled regarding inspection services related to Wathen Lane, specifically as they resulted as the extension of the project, which the city had no control over. We need to pull that item off the table for further discussion now. Can I have a motion to pull that off the table, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order accepting proposal for construction assistance as related to inspection services for Wathen Lane.
Municipal order number 52-25, municipal order accepting proposal to extend construction assistance, construction inspection services by Palmer Engineering of Winchester, Kentucky for Wathen Lane widening project number 02-382.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, and I would like to start the discussion on this particular item. It's not going to take too long. I specifically asked for this to be tabled because I do not and continue to not feel as if the city of Henderson is responsible for these additional inspection services. I think it's, honestly, I'm kind of disgusted that we're looking at this item on this agenda today, if you want to be perfectly honest, and I usually don't use that kind of language, and so I apologize for that. This was a joint effort between the city and state on this particular project. The state is paying 80%. The cost of these inspection services is around $300,000. We're going to be paying around $70,000 of that. It's more of a principal thing than it is the amount of money on this particular item. However, we have had, city management has looked into a number of different things. Dawn has looked into a number of different things. We could end up accepting this today and choose to challenge it legally, which is really our only course of action at this point in time. I would say that there is a good chance that legal costs will escalate quickly and amount to a good material amount of what we're going to be able to, or what we're going to pay out anyway. We've had tons of discussions about this in the future on similar projects. We do not intend to have third-party inspectors as a result of this particular event, because I do not want to run into this item again where a project is delayed through no fault of our own or through no act of God. It was really construction company related as to why this one spilled over. However, it is on the title. It is on the table. We've got a motion and a second to pay this out. I might suggest. You know what? I'm not going to suggest anything to the commission. You guys are welcome to vote whichever way you would like. I will say that we don't really have too many options other than to pay this at this point in time legally. Buzzy, is there anything you'd like to add to that, sir?
The only clarification, and I explained it in a very detailed memo to City Manager Ward. We have a contract with the Transportation Cabinet for the design, construction, and inspection of Watson Lane. And part of that memorandum of understanding is we must follow their guidelines, which we call the LPA guidelines. And with that being said, we really, as the mayor said, we have no choice but to pay Palmer Engineering for the inspection services. And as the mayor described, the only recourse we have during this whole process is we did collect from the contractor $700 per day from, I think, December 15th of 24 through August 28th of 2025, which amounted to almost $200,000. So by the time you add the added cost from Palmer of expense and subtract off the liquidated damages, and by the time you split that 80-20, and that's in your packet, there is a dollar value there. So I think we went into that detail. Again, why did we get into this? It's because we agree to the MOU. It also should be noted that at the time this project started, we did have a city engineer who could have performed the services, but that individual had put us on notice that he would not be here for the entire length of this project, and so we would have had to fall back one way or the other on a third party. So in the future, if we do another LPA project, we will have to come up with a plan for inspection services that we have done in the past in-house.
And I will further say too, in our discussions prior to this meeting, $300,000 for 8 months worth of inspection is a very high cost to pay. And so, you know, we would be much better off in the future to hire someone on a temporary basis to serve as a full-time inspector and pay that individual extremely well and still save 50 to 75% of the cost.
Do you know, I mean, if our liquidated damage essentially was only $700 a day, but we were paying $1,400 to $1,500 a day to have it inspected, is that $700, is that something that was set by the state, or like how, I mean, you would hope at a minimum liquidated damage would be enough to at least recoup what was going to be a given cost of having somebody do the inspection, right?
Well, that's the point in question. And the question is, the state does have some oversight on the limits of liquidated damages. So to answer your question, I would argue if we do this again and we have liquidated damages, what are the true expenses to the city, the state, or in this part, the federal have money in this project as well. So that is the correct question to ask.
You know, at the end of the day, despite the shortcomings that were found as a result of contractual nature with working with the state, it was a very expensive project that they picked up 80% of the cost on.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was an inconvenient project for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. However, you drive out there now, it looks pretty nice. You know, I think ultimately the project ended up delivering the majority of what it said it was going to deliver. Maybe not in a timely fashion, but there are some hurdles to jump over when you're dealing with another governmental entity in anything that you do. And the exchange for that is that you get 80%, or in this case, $3.5 to $4 million roughly, of the project paid for by another entity, which was very fiscally responsible of us, even though it took a long, long time to get done. So Thank you for the update. Any other questions or comments or suggestions? No. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Wick. Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. City Manager's Report.
Yes, if I can invite Mr. Buzzy Newman up to the podium to give us an update on the Peabody Building HVAC.
Again, Mr. Ward, as we have worked through our heating, and it's not a heating problem at the Peabody, it's a cooling problem. And as y'all are all aware, we experienced that back in late spring. We put temporary measures in place. As y'all are aware, we had a hot spell during this summer that the temporary unit could not keep up with the 95 high humidity days, and so we made provisions to relocate staff that desire to be relocated to a facility that we own. With that being said, we have worked with our architect and our engineer who have looked at those systems. We basically told y'all what we believe the expense is to upgrade and replace that equipment. I just want to make a note that one thing that we would want to consider if we ever go down this road to redo the Peabody building, there would be added cost to remove existing ceilings and replace them and bring them back into a seismic code. So that is one thing that we did not address with y'all early on. But the one thing I would suggest that you allow staff and the city manager is to continue to pursue other viable options in addition to what we've already brought to y'all for the Peabody building. Any questions?
No, I know that we have some other discussions that we need to have in more detail. And then the only thing I want to reiterate is timeliness.
So with that being said, I have both Jeff Justice, who's the architect, with Hafer and his engineering counterpart, Ron Steinhardt. I would feel more comfortable if one of them could provide that answer. If today we told you to start with Peabody, where would we be time-wise at this point in time? If one of y'all would not mind to step to that.
So we have looked at this from a scheduling standpoint, and ultimately by the time we are able to, it's long lead equipment is the problem. And everybody knows you have supply chain issues. And so while we would love to say that we would be able to get this project done before the next cooling season, we believe that even ordering the equipment quickly, as soon as we could get approvals, it will be close to the fall of 2026 before this project would be completed.
Thank you for the update. I will tell you, there's no way we're going to arrive at a decision that is going to leave the police department without a comfortable place to work from during the summer of next year. And so I want to reiterate that as we discuss, and I also want to say, you know, we've had a number of private discussions on other alternatives to doing this that we will continue to have today, but that decision does need to be made at least by the first meeting in October, so that we can come up with a plan that's going to be timely in nature, and also come up with a potential displacement plan for the summer of next year, if need be, if the decision is to move forward with the Peabody. So thank you for the information. Appreciate it.
Mr. Ward, I would like to address the commission, give an update on the intercity projects, more specifically the Hero project. As y'all are aware, if you've not driven along Letcher Street, great progress has been made with the assistance from Steve Davis, our codes administrator. But if you've been by there this week, we have now removed a total of 3 structures, 2 houses and 1 commercial building. So the corridor now is totally changed. So we feel like that the intercity project, more specifically this project in specific, is moving forward. It has been planned over the last 2 years. The one problem we've run into is the Hero project, in which we were going to convert an existing house on Letcher Street into a home that we could provide to a new or existing police officer that would be part of that neighborhood. The police department, the codes department, and our project coordinator toured the house several weeks back, and the condition of the house was poor, to say the least. However, one thing we did do is went ahead and checked it for environmental issues, i.e. asbestos. And not only the exterior of the house has asbestos siding, all the interior walls contain asbestos-containing materials. And with all that being said, it's my recommendation today is to let us reconsider the Hero project, what we do for that, and come back at a later date. But it is our recommendation collectively that we not keep that house and possibly turn it back into something that could be developed either in a new form for a Hero project or for residential housing.
I think he's probably asking for a consensus or an indication of interest on our part. I do want to start by saying that whatever we do, I don't want to be talking about the potential for building a Hero house a year from now. It's something that's been kind of a front burner project for a while, and you guys have done a great job, and we've already had our spot picked out until we found out the condition of the house. So whatever we end up doing, I'd like to see whoever is working on that. I know we have 3 people on our project management team. Whoever is working on that, I would like to see some kind of timely response from that, so that they can bring back a definite plan, whether that involves the acquisition of a different property, which I don't like that. I actually like the idea of putting it in the location that we've got, specifically because it's right there adjacent to another big development that we're already involved in, and it adds a little bit of element of safety to that specific block, which will be a much more well-traveled block in the very near future in that area.
So I can honestly say today, y'all approved a new home to be constructed, and it's proven that you could build a, how many square foot home?
1,442 square foot.
1,400 square foot home, which is pretty similar to what the current house is existing. And I will promise you, if we could build the same thing there, it would cost us $250,000 to abate the current house and renovate it to the same standards. So it would not financially be recommended, at least by, I think, the project coordinator, and that we do something like that. So I think we need to just start over, come back to y'all with a plan, a budget of how we do it.
Sounds good to me. Does anybody have any thoughts?
No. No. Let me say this, to be honest with you, Commissioner Witt, I'd rather be telling you now than get in the middle of it and going. And none of us dreamed that the interior plaster walls contained asbestos.
Understandable. A lot of those houses over there, way back.
Well, let's see what we can come up with, and we'll address it in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Do
Buzzy.
you have anything else on the city manager?
So I know it's been mentioned once, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least acknowledge also that Buzzy received the Distinguished Citizen Award at the Chamber of Commerce there last night. And it was really funny for those of you all who attended. He and his sister both were co-recipients. And so they lured both of them under the, not really false pretense, but the actual pretense that the other was getting the award. So as they were reading the intro, Chuck and Donna Stennett did a really great job, kind of this comedy skit. Mm-hmm. And I was, Buzzy loves the spotlight and the attention, so I was snapping pictures of him. And I've got some really good, for any of you who know what memes are, there's be some good material there. So, but I do want to congratulate Buzzy. I always joke with him, we're going to have to get him a trophy case now for all the awards he's receiving.
I know.
But we at the city, I know the elected officials as well, but especially me and the department heads, we're very thankful for Buzzy and for his willingness to stay on and kind of support the transition. So I just wanted to Thank you again, Buzzy, and congratulations.
Well, I'd be amiss if I didn't get the final word over on you. But he did get a priceless picture, and I'm okay if you share it with anybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know,
Congrats, Buzzy.
for about a year or two, I called them memes. I didn't know that. Memes. Any other thing on the city manager report? Nothing on the city attorney's report?
No, sir.
All right, I got one quick thing. I've got a recommendation for the Human Rights Commission. Darlene Marshall-Ware is up for another term. I've spoken with several members on the Human Rights Commission as well as the Human Rights Director, and they would like to keep Darlene on there. And I am proud to recommend that we extend her for another term. Need a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. And then we're going to have executive session, but before we do, let's go ahead and get the commissioner comments out of the way. Ms. Hargis, do you have anything, Commissioner Hargis?
Not this evening.
Commissioner Pruitt? No. Commissioner Witt?
None today.
I've got one thing I want to bring up just to make the commission aware. It's something I've been working with Don Kelsey on as of today. We had a gentleman who came to meet with us a week or two ago. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not sure he would want me to. He's been dealing with an issue with a neighbor for a couple of years. The neighbor will play music really loud in the middle of the night. The neighbor will try to provoke him to fight, will challenge his family, will make lewd comments, will park in front of his driveway. Each one of those instances in and of itself is not enough to rise to the level of as firm of police action as we would like to see. Because if you take those individual items by themselves, none of them just rise to that level. And so we had a meeting involving Chief Bolin and our city management team and myself with this individual. And some other communities, we're limited at a local level. It really would be nice if at the state level they could address this criminally and provide for some ways that the police department could address this with arrests and jail time and things like that. In short of being able to do that, there are other communities in Kentucky who have implemented what are, for lack of a better term, are common nuisance ordinances. And a common nuisance ordinance is after a certain amount of times of somebody being a consistent nuisance, then they are assessed a penalty of some sort. In many cases, it's a pretty heavy fine for being a common nuisance, but escaping the reaches of law enforcement throughout the process. And it's designed to eliminate instances like what this gentleman has experienced over the last few years. And so just for informational purposes, I wanted to let you know that in the not too distant future on an agenda, we will be considering a common nuisance ordinance of some type after Don has had a chance to, and we've had a chance to review those and what other cities, such as Covington, for example, has one, review what they're doing as a community to make sure that we can legally enforce it, that it'll be effective enough to address the situation, and that it will fit right in our community. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that's why we're looking at that and that we will be looking at that. With that, we've got, we're having an executive session. We're not coming back with any action. It's likely to be a lengthy one. I would imagine we'll be back between 4:15 and 4:30. We have a motion for executive session.
I move that the commission go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subsection B, for deliberations on the sale and/or future acquisition of real property in the vicinity of Water Street and Green Street and First Street and Fifth Street, and pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subsection G, discussions between a public agency and a representative of a business entity and discussions concerning a specific proposal and open discussions would jeopardize the siting of the business.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. We are going to stay in here for executive session. Thank you all for attending. And we're going to do the economic development one first. All right. Need a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved. Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. We are back in regular session. Need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?